Testing Tuesday. So today's going to be a bit different to last week. I'm going to be testing something out that I've seen on TikTok. I was basically in bed at 3 AM the other day and I was scrolling through the feed as you do, and I came across this video where someone did their makeup using their normal products but in a completely different way to what we're all used to. So I clicked on the original audio and watched the video. It's basically someone talking through their steps on how they do their makeup, but it's different to normal. So instead of doing moisturiser, primer, foundation, setting spray / powder, they did moisturiser, setting powder, setting spray, primer, then foundation. So if I can find the original video, I'll insert that right here for you guys.
If you wear makeup, watch. Change your whole routine and try this instead. Moisturize first. Then after moisturizing, take some translucent powder. I usually use the Fit Me one, and I just lightly dab it all over my face. Not too much. Then take some setting spray. It could be any setting spray. I usually use the NYX one. After the setting spray, take a primer and just put your primer. Also wait for the setting spray to dry first. Then just put on your foundation and just see what happens and how amazing your makeup is gonna look.
Basically, I'm going to be following that and seeing if my skin does turn out as good as other people's has on TikTok. I do know that Jackie Aina does love doing powder before foundation, but I've never ever had the balls to actually try and do it for myself, so I'm so excited to try this. But I'm also super nervous because powder before foundation. So first I'm going to go ahead and moisturise, and today I'm using my new Olay Henriksen Vitamin C moisturiser, I think this is. I've fallen in love with this moisturiser recently. It's so good and it makes your skin feel so fresh. So I'll just pat that into my skin as I do before foundation normally. So this is where I'd normally let that soak in and then I'd go in with a primer, but today I'm going to be using setting. As always, I'm taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills powder in vanilla, and I'm going to use this massive fluffy brush to just that all over the moisturiser. When I was like 12 years old, this is like all I would do for my makeup, literally moisturiser and powder. So now that the powder is on, I'm going to be going in with my everyday setting spray. This is Dewy Set, as always. And I'll just spray that on my face and my arms and away. And then we'll wait for that to dry. Now that's dry, I need to go in with my primer, so I'm using my Laura Mercier one, as always. Now this is the bit that I'm terrified of, because surely this is just going to make the powder curl up into little balls. I guess we'll find out. Right, now it's time for foundation, and because this is kind of about the skin more than it is about coverage, I'm going to be using the NARS Sheer Glow foundation, and today this is in the shade Oslo because I'm super pale at the moment. I guess here's the moment of truth. So far so good. The first thing I'm noticing is that this is normally quite a dewy foundation, but today it's looking quite matte. I'm just going to keep going and then we can just look at the end. I just looked in the mirror at the screen, and why do I look so pale? It looks like it matches me in real life, but I think the powder's like reacting underneath and it's causing flashback, which it never normally does. Okay, now I look like a sheet of paper. It's time for me to go into all the other steps and bronze and add some more colour back, because this is not good. So I'll be back when I look a bit more presentable to talk about how the skin looks. Okay, so I'm back and I've finished the rest of my makeup. I've added bronzer, blush, all the rest of the hoo-ha and whatever. So my final thoughts on this technique from TikTok is it looks exactly the same as normal. Looking in the mirror, my skin looks exactly the same as it normally would, whether I applied powder or setting spray before or not, or just followed my normal routine. I'd say the only difference is because I've got powder on underneath and powder on top, it does give off a lot of flashback. So on the screen right now I look really white and washed out, but in real life I've got some colour to me, and even the lights are warm toned, so I should look a bit bronzier than this. So overall this might work for some people, but it has not really worked for me. It looks exactly the same. I'm going through all the rigmarole of putting the powder on and the setting spray, and then having to put on powder and setting spray at the end anyway is just a bit of a ball ache really. So although it looks okay, I'm not going to be rushing to add this to my everyday routine when it's already fine and gets me the exact same job in pretty much half the time. So there you go. If you've also been seeing this all over TikTok and you wanted to know if it works, it has not for me. It might for you, so maybe still try it out, but it's a no from me. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. Don't forget to leave some suggestions down below for what you'd like to see me test next, and I will see you all next week. Goodbye!